lot of amazing games out there, especially indie games. I've ranted on and on about how good indie games are, and last time you guys liked my recommendations, so I'm back with 10 more games you should play right now. I have a wide variety of games here, so there's gonna be a little bit of something for everyone. And since indie games are usually on the cheaper side, I'll throw the price in for all you gamers on a budget. With that being said, our first game is Balatro. Is a game that needs no introduction, so I'm gonna keep it short. It's 15 bucks, goes on sale at 13, and has a mobile port for 10. The mobile port of this game has destroyed my productivity beyond repair, but at least keeps me off of TikTok. The game is a poker roguelike. It's extremely simple and easy to pick up, but with an absurd amount of depth and visual charm. The basic game follows you playing poker hands to score enough chips to beat the level, with ways to upgrade your cards, jokers that give you different effects, and plenty more modifiers to the game. The polish on this thing is incredible. The gameplay is addictive and just feels good. It's easy to pick up. It's so fun to master. There's a reason it won Indie Game of the Year last year, though there's another game on this list I think deserved it more, and we'll get to that towards the end. But first, if you like Balatro, you'll love Ballionaire. Is what I would describe as a plinko roguelike. The Steam page describes the genre as an auto bonker. Basically what you do is each turn you get to place a new item on your plinko board that do a variety of different things, from copying your balls to changing your balls to making your balls worth more money. If you like balls and pegs, you'll love this game. You can set up synergies on the board so one trigger affects another trigger and creates a snowball effect of infinite wealth. Also, the game is themed around either a cult or a pyramid scheme. I think both are definitely there. It's 12 bucks, 10 on sale, and a great time. But if you're still interested in the pegging genre, you'll probably like Peglin. Is a Peggle roguelike. You heard me, a Peggle roguelike. Bjorn would be proud. You play Peggle to earn damage points, which are used at the top of your screen to battle monsters. The Peggle part of the game feels really good, and the battling element adds an extra level of strategy to your peggling. You can then upgrade your balls, get different balls, sacrifice your balls. I hope this isn't a fixation for me. And each area ends with a boss fight with different gimmicks that make for some tense and satisfying Peggle gameplay. The game's 20 bucks, goes on sale for 14, and is a mobile port that's free to start for the first area. We have to pay to unlock the rest of the game. Though I think I've had enough of balls and pegs for one afternoon, so the next game I want to talk about is Sifu. Is such an interesting game. It's a run-based beat-em-up where every death ages your character. Instead of dying whenever you're defeated, your character locks in and grinds, getting a little bit stronger but a little bit older. It's such a sick concept that adds an in-game reason for your deaths, and it also doubles as an upgrade system. It's so sick. The combat is satisfying and difficult, and if you lose too much, you become old. That's funny. Imagine if you got old in Dark Souls. You'd die of old age before you made it past the first boss. This game is polished, it's full of charm. There's a reason it got a lot of praise when it came out. It's 30 bucks but goes on sale for 16 and is well worth the hype. But a game that I haven't seen hyped up as much is Another Crab's Treasure is one of the only Souls-like games not made by Miyazaki that I think is worth your time. The game is cute and cartoony, but with satisfying Souls-like gameplay. And if you think it's too cheery to be a Souls-like, the story revolves around taxes, eviction, corporate greed, and trash in the ocean. That's the main gameplay gimmick. You find shells, and by that I mean soda cans and Among Us for some reason. You can wear a maid costume or Mr. Krabs. There's a lot of depth here, because it's underwater, but there's also depth in gameplay. Multiple areas you can explore that get progressively tougher as you go. And if you're too much of a pussy for a Souls-like and you just want to play the cute little crab game, don't worry. There's a lot of cool accessibility features and cheats where you can get your souls back. And by souls, I mean microplastics. That's the game's currency. It's microplastics. Or you could give your crab gun. You can press a button in a menu and it gives you a gun. The game's $30, 18 on sale. Definitely worth the price of admission. But since we're feeling aquatic, I want to talk about Webfishing is one of those games that's just simple for the sake of it. You play as a little Animal Crossing looking guy and fish. That's the whole game. This game is great for just hanging out with the boys on a Discord call. I personally watched Jellybean and Cinemunch grind the hell out of this game while we chatted on Discord. It has features like drinking and gambling. I'm not gonna lie, I saw a TikTok promoting this game, put down my phone and just bought it. I've never done that with another game and I was right for doing so. It's only $5 and is great for dopamine maxing on Discord or in your online classes. Many people consider it a cozy game, so because of that, I do want to talk about one of my favorite cozy games of all time. I'm putting Slime Rancher and Slime Rancher 2 on the list. They're both very calm games that are what I want when someone says it's a cozy game. I'm recommending both here because they're honestly pretty similar. They do have their differences, but if you enjoy one, you're gonna like the other. Slime Rancher 1 is $20 and goes on sale for $5, while the sequel is $30 and goes on sale for $21. You can get them bundled for $45 or $23 on sale. I recommend getting them together because after beating one, you can go and have fun with two. The premise is pretty simple. You are a slime rancher. You ranch slimes. They're these adorable little goo balls. I swear they made the cutest animal in existence, and the gameplay loop follows you going around exploring and collecting them with your Luigi's Mansion vacuum gun. So it's an exploration game where you also farm. You're encouraged to discover new slime breeds, which all have different dietary needs and preferred foods, which you can farm to collect plorts, which are their byproducts, which you sell to upgrade your stuff. And depending on the amount that you sell, there's a slime market that goes up and down for the value of the plorts, which is honestly sick. Both games follow the same gameplay loop, but have different breeds and different environments to explore. It's a lot of fun. The movement feels good. You get a jetpack at some point. I'm a big fan. And if you're still in the mood for cozy games after this, I recommend one of the coziest games out there. A Short Hike is the game that got me back into gaming. I was going through a really bad mental health crisis and I said, you know what? Let's play something that looks wholesome so I can get my head back in gear. I got the game on sale some time ago. I saw it in the Steam library. I said, whatever, let's do it. The game's fittingly enough about mental health and has some insanely satisfying movement. You play as a bird trying to hike up a mountain, and you collect feathers which let you do additional double jumps as you flap your wings, and also double as your Breath of the Wild stamina meter. It's a cute, fun game. It's peaceful and satisfying. A Short Hike is an apt description. It's a pretty short game, but for $8 and $4.50 on sale, it's well worth the couple hours you'll get out of it. But what if you want more hours? It's time for me to talk about the game that should have won Game of the Year last year. That's right, I'm talking about UFO 50 is a gaming experience unlike anything I've ever had before. I've talked about this game a lot on my channel, but you people just won't listen to me. Usually when you see 50 games in one, it's a bad deal. I mean, I'm looking at 30 great games winter fun right here, and I understand where the mix-up is. You're looking at this and you're thinking 30 games? These can't be high quality games. And when we're talking 30 great games winter fun, you're probably right. Maybe there's one good game here. So with UFO 50, surely all 50 games couldn't be that good, right? This game was made by the guy who made Spelunky and a bunch of other cracked indie devs. This isn't just 50 games. This is an alternate history look of how retro games would have looked if we applied modern game principles. Games have come very far from the NES era. A lot of games with the NES are so bad it made people's careers on YouTube. So what UFO 50 does is it basically gives us 50 brand new NES and SNES games. But not just any games, gems, classics that still hold up. This is what an NES Classics collection would be, but for a console that never existed. Each of these games could stand on their own as like a $5 game, but combined the game is $25 and goes on sale for $20. That's 50 cents per game at full price. And it comes with Bushido Ball, an amazing competitive couch game. It's tennis, but better. My friends and I get genuinely heated over this. It comes with Mortal, a puzzle platformer where you have to sacrifice your lives to overcome obstacles. Planet Zoldath, an adventure game in the vein of the first Zelda with procedurally generated environments. Devolition, a puzzle game where you have to chain attacks together to wipe out a screen of demons. Golfaria, a golf-based Metroidvania where your movement is determined by golf strokes. Warp Tank, a puzzle game where you warp a tank. It's kinda hard to explain, but it's peak and has a hub world that becomes the main world at some point. It's crazy. Party House, a deck builder where you try to throw the best party you can and have to choose who to invite to min-max. Mini and Max, an adventure game that takes place in one room, but you shrink down to the size Rise of Bacteria, Quibble Race, which is just horse race gambling, Lords of Disconia, which is if you made Street Smash from Smash 3DS a strategy game, Night Manor, a point-and-click horror game where when the monster shows up, it's harder to move the mouse, and has 3 endings. That was 10 of them. For these alone, I'd pay 30 bucks, and I'm not even cherry picking either. I just can't talk about all of them for the sake of time. There are 4 Metroidvanias, 3 full RPGs, open world games, arcade games, co-op, competitive, and the game's meta-narrative is that this was a collection of games the devs found in a storage locker and put together. It tells the story of this fake game company. You see as the title screen evolves between games, they add like animations, and every time you play a new game, you just like experience this sense of wonder as you figure it out. Genuinely, it's one of the best indie experiences I've ever played. Please give it a shot. I guarantee you'll find at least 10 games in here you absolutely adore. And the process of just going through them to find what each game is about and how they work is such a joy. But finally, to end off the list, I want to make a bit of a tone shift and talk about an extremely underrated game. In I Am Mr. Beast, you play as Mr. Beast after he crashes out and starts killing all of his employees. Your main character is essentially a CIA operative 3 one last jobs in who snapped and stopped taking jobs. So now the military wants him dead. It's a fast-paced boomer shooter in the vein of Neon White, where you essentially speedrun each level as brutally as possible. You can kill guys by landing on them, parkour around, blow them up with barrels, throw stuff. It's the speedrunning of Neon White mixed with the gunplay of Super Hot, except there's no slow motion. You just do that. I'm not the best shot usually, but something about this game has me no-scope headshotting guys mid-sprint, flicking on another 2 guys, and parkouring to the finish. Each level has 2 bonus goals and a timer where you get rank D through S, but doing certain things cuts down your time, like headshots, explosion kills, stomping on people's faces, or using bees. You can kill with bees. The best way I could describe this game is if a Far Cry base was also an arcade level. This is my favorite type of game. The main character is a killing machine, and it makes you feel like it too. You become Beast when you play. The levels are super well put together and fun to just go back and try to get better times in. I don't do that in any other game. This and Neon White are the 2 games I will come back to replay levels for better times. But that finishes off the list. If you want any more recommendations, I have another video with 15 more games you should play right now. If you haven't, show these games some love. They definitely deserve it. And if you want more of me, check out my Stardew channel where I'm playing the game every day of 2025. Check out my podcast, Rumble Pack. We've been cooking recently, and I feel like we get funnier every episode. YouTube!